Now my power steering pumps holding brackets have arrived. They are in pieces because it's been just cheaper to manufacture them. And yeah, I also made some shield to the bottom. Yeah, I'm going to try to fit it. It's really what I expected. Yeah, one thing what I didn't expect to be that heavy. So it's quite heavy, but if I take into consideration that bracket, and there should be a shock inside, which is missing like in most E21s. Yeah, I don't know what could be the weight difference. I assume that this power steering rack is lighter anyway. I think it should be lighter than E21s. So yeah, I'm going to weld these pieces together, and then I'm going to try to fit it. And then the big question is, I have to do something with these hoses. So that's gonna be my next move, to find out what to do with these. No, I just measured it, E21s with the shock inside. This should be around 6 kilogram, 6.2-ish, and now this one is 10 kilogram. So I want to figure out something, because that's, for me, it's quite heavy. So I'm probably going to drill some holes in there, in the shield cover, and maybe I'm going to do something with this. I have to figure out something to make this lighter. I put these brackets together, and now this is how it looks. This is not the final. I just put them together temporarily. I haven't fitted yet. This is what I'm gonna do in a minute. I just thought I'm going to make a video of the whole setup, and this is how it looks at the moment. I want to put here a hollow square tube as a support between these two, and I managed to cut the weight by 3 kilogram total, so it's now around 7 kilogram. And now I'm going to try to fit this to my subframe, and we'll see how that's gonna look. And here we are. I finally completed this power steering rack project, I believe. This is how the final bracket looks. It's not a beauty, but I think it does what it's intended to do. What else to say? I changed this design because once it was too heavy, and then I cut this out, because my plan is that to lead these tubes over here out behind my bracket and coming up and connected there, so they would come here out and coming up there. That's the plan. Then I welded 2 knots, because my plan is that I'm going to fit some protective cover, and that would be bolted onto this shield that would hold this cover. And yeah, I added a brace, and here is the steering prop shaft. I had to fit this whole thing up several times, and finally I found the exact correct measure. Now it fits exactly how I wanted. And what I would definitely improve in this design, although I cut these tie rods to exactly the same size like E21's, so it's the same length. But the thing is, when I set this to size, obviously I took measures of that one, and when I set this to the same length, these ball joint, then I realized that I've got like 25 mil gap between the end of the tie rod and the end of the ball joint. So what I would improve, I wouldn't cut these two that short. What I did, I would leave like 10 mil longer on each side, and just additional safety measure. But other than this, I think this is going to work just fine. And the question is, what power steering rack I use. So this one is of a Suzuki Swift MK2 1.3, 1.6 engines had power steering racks. The 1.0 engine didn't have a power steering rack at all. So if you want to chase this up, you have to look this up. I don't remember exactly part number, but it's got this feature. It comes usually with this tubing, so it's easy to find it online. You can buy refurbed or used. What I did, I paid for this, and the guy gave me the power steering pump and brackets and reservoir and all sort of crap. And I paid like 50 quid, is like 60 euros, something like that. And it's very popular here in Hungary. It's very easy to find here, and you can look it up. The new one, you can buy a referred one. That works on exchange basis. So you have to send this in, and then pay a higher price, including deposit, and then you send it in, and then you get a refurb unit, and then they refunds the cost of your old unit that you sent in. So that refurb units, if you want new one, I looked up, they cost like, I believe, around 400 euros, brand new. So it's entirely up to you which option you go with. But yeah, I'm going to use this used one because actually I don't think it's bad. So this is what I'm gonna do. So that's it, I believe. This is all I wanted to say, and now I'm going to mount this, fit this, and going to try to turn finally the steering wheel. I'm going to make a video soon. Suzuki power steering rack is fitted. It looks okay to me. In the next few days I'm going to try to mount my dummy engine and see how much space I'm going to have between the oil sump and the bracket, if I need to change anything else. But I consider this part of the project done.